join hands and hearts together to really bring about this gigantic occasion. We have to give thanks unto the Most High, Emperor I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. First we want to give thanks for our elders, our royal elders. We give thanks to the strength. We give thanks to the life. We give thanks that y'all could be here with us today as a testimony. To show I, the youth, the wickedness of Babylon that have done to the idol. When I grow up, I hear them and chant a memory verse or a little song. They say, pick him up, you lick him down, he bounce right back with a hard man today. And when we see tribulation, when I elders go through for I come stand up here in Rastafari. I have much to be grateful for, Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So let us give ourselves a round of applause now, please. I stand here to really, there's an elder named Priest Isiah. He would be 90 this year. Him too went through the atrocity just like Priest Frank. Then maybe there was a part of the Bobo Shanti order. But they too went through a terrible judgment through Babylon for nothing at all. So I think tonight is so appropriate to really read off a written statement from Bongo Isiah of what he went through. I will try to be brief, but at the same time, seeing all the elders them here with us. And he has passed his last year in Ethiopia, where all mansion came together and really, in honor of the family, and as a family, did assist to send off the man to the ancestors. Give thanks to Empress Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, first ancient queen of creation. Beginning without end, first without last, protector of all human state and ruler of the universe. I, the King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Yes, and the man testimony goes like this. I am a woodcutter and I work in all forms. On this day, myself and my working partner were on the way to Anchovy All-Age School, where we had a contract to do repair work at school. We were on our way in the early morning of the Holy Thursday to seal up, finish some work, so that we could get down payment for the Easter time. To get to work so that we could, to get to this job, we had to climb a hill called Long Hill. On the top of the hill, we would stop right in front of Dr. Stevens' surgery clinic. We were about to mount our bicycles when we saw a police jeep drive up very close to us, so that we had to stand very close to the side of the road. There were only two policemen in the jeep. And they spoke some words in a very rough way to us. But they did not stop. At that time, we did not know of an incident that took place early in the district of Carl Gardens. So we kept going on, talking one to another. We wondered, why did the police drive so close to us? When we reached Anchovy District store, I stopped to buy some flour to make bun for the Easter weekend. After putting the flour on the bicycle, we went to the school. Once there, we began to focus on our work. Every morning when the principal came to the school, he would come to our workbench and greet us with some joke, then go on to his office. But that morning, he took another way to his office. At times, we could see him come to the window and look at us, then go back to his duties. He did it several times, but we could not tell what was wrong. At that time, we could tell that the principal had been listening to the early morning report on the radio. We also noticed he had prepared our lunch, but none of us could get leave to eat it. It was not even put to notice that it was ready. So we were there trying to work, but could only do a little due to being hungry. In the afternoon, about 1 o'clock, there was usually a mason on the job, but he was sick with a fever and did not come to work that day. While waiting for the overseer to come and look at what we had done, so like a madman, I repeat, while waiting for the overseer to come and look at what we had done, so we could be given a down payment, we saw the mason riding on a bicycle like a madman coming toward us. He rode right up to us and pointing to our beards. He said, "You had better shave off them things from off your face." He was talking loud that the principal could hear out of his office and stood at the door watching and listening to what was going on. The mason kept on telling us to shave your faces, but we started to rebuke him from the Bible with verses that justify our appearance. He said, you know, hear them say Rasta kill police at Carroll Gardens. The principal answered him saying, "Not these two," and we went back in his office. After this exchange, myself and my working partner came to a silence and could only stand there. The mason had a small radio in his hand. He turned it on, and after about a minute, the news announcer came on confirming things, just like the mason had said. After that,
you want to sit down?
After that, the news was at every minute, everything just looked like the mason had said was so correct. After that, the news was on every 5 minutes. We were in such a shock. We had no more spirit to work. So we just left. The mason did not walk with us as he had gone before, but hurried off, leaving us. Once we reached the road to Montego Bay, we were met with a lot of shouting, angry people, throwing some very bad words at us. Some of this even came from people who had been well-wishers to us from before, but now came at us saying, we can do you harm. We can harm you now. Can do anything to you. The environment says so. At that time, the government sent the soldiers and the police to back the civilians. We had to be there more silent. We had to be even more silent now than ever had been back at the school. We continued on the road until we reached the point where we had to go down the long hill. My working partner, Bertrand, had no brake on his bicycle. He had to use his foot. So I was a little way ahead of him as we went down the hill. On the way down, we could see some soldiers sitting on some very serious units. They had set themselves like when two nations are getting ready to go to war with one another. My brethren told me that while passing on one of the soldiers' units, one of their cars was was coming up the hill, and as it passed in, one of the soldiers at war unit shouted to the driver of the car, "Kill him!" But Jah help him. Or Jah help him to survive and get away. Once we reached the bottom of the hill, I saw the ear was out of the back wheel of my cycle. So with the 50 pounds of flour loaded on it, we had to walk through the angry crowd of men, women, and children shouting at us all the way. We walked until we reached a butcher shop, where we had sometimes stopped to get some meat for our lunch from work. The shop was also a place where we had many well-wishing friends. So I was going to go inside to get some air for my tire, but I was again met with a shout of bad words thrown at me. We had to make haste and move away. We continued to walk along the main road to Montego Bay until we reached the sugar plantation of Custos Carjar of the parish of St. James. There were not many people there, for on the two sides of the road was solid sugarcane field. While we continued walking, we could see a rider coming towards us from the distance. He came closer. We could see he was a cadet officer, and once he reached even nearer, we could see a friendly look on his face. He let me use his ear pump, but all the while he was just looking at us. He just kept his seat on his bicycle with a one foot on the ground, watching our every move, but saying nothing. Finally, I got enough air, and we rode to the sugar factory. It was the Easter payday for the sugar workers, so there was a large crowd gathered. Most of the people knew us, so not much people were trying to take us arm. They just said, "You should go away from this place," for it was too near to town. At the time, I had to go to town to buy these to make the Easter book. The people were saying to me, "Don't go," but I felt no fear in myself, so I rode on right to the middle of the town. However, on my way, I was given a signal by a policeman on duty to go another way and not to use the main road. All the while, I did not see the real danger that was around me. I took my journey to a Chinaman bakery where I was a worker. The place was very quiet, and there was hardly any much in the heat of town. So I went in to the shop and brought my yeast. While coming out of the shop, I was met face to face with an half Chinaman who knew me because we worked together at the bakery. He spoke to me, and while he was talking to me, he kept coming closer saying, "Hey, we can do anything to you now. Hey, we can do anything to you now." I did not pay much attention to him, but watching out of the corner of my eye, when I fixed the yeast on the back of my cycle, I made a stop road away. On my way back to the sugar factory, a lot of bad words were thrown at me. When I reached the factory, I learned that the silence in the middle of the road was because the truck loaded of Rastaman and had been shot at a district called Flower Hill. The shooter was a man called Roden. Smite Roden normally.